Alright, this is me doing another tutorial. Now, I'm sure this is not the most interesting video in the world, but this is about discipline. This is about just doing it, just jumping right in and just doing it. Java's probably one of my favorite language just because it's platform independent and I don't have to you basically have to mess with stuff like that. But I'm probably gonna have to learn C++ eventually. But I mean, start small, and I like it. So to start out, we're gonna import some libraries. Basically, what here is importing everything in Swing, everything. I don't like that. You're not supposed to do that, but that's what we're gonna do. That's what we're gonna do. Do I want to call it that? Yeah. Let's call it game frame. That's cute. Cause like mainframe only, it's for games. All right. Public static void. Yep. Change that. Insert public static void main string args. Now, for those that don't know Java, basically public static void main is that's the one function that you need to write. It's called every time a Java program is done. Here we're gonna do a JFrame. JFrame. Whoops. Let's do it. Window equal to new JFrame. Guessing, and then I'm guessing I'm gonna do. Well, I'm just writing something on top of it. So this is going to be what's written on top. I'm guessing this is gonna be a panel. Nope. Oh, yeah. We're just gonna set sizes and everything like that. That's fine. All right. So we're gonna do window dot set size. Make the X 500, the Y 300. Um. Uh, Set default close operation. Operation. I don't remember how to spell it. So JFrame dot. I think that's what it is. A frame exit on close. Operation. Exit on close. Whoop. And here we're going to do set visible to true. Because we want to be visible, right? Of course. Because that's not on by default, apparently. Yeah. So, alright. What they call it is parent window, just to give it some context. What I'm going to call it here is. I'm going to call it. Um, I'm just going to call it window because that's what it's supposed to be. It's a window into this application. So, yeah. and then they try to explain to you, well, they do explain to you what you've done, and it's good stuff. It's good stuff. It starts off slow, good stuff. So here we're gonna apparently showing Windows shapes. Sounds good to me. So here we're gonna import all of AWT. My goodness. Okay. All right. That's fine if you wanna, you know, basically have the load up being ridiculously large. Um, Wait a second. Do I need to extend this? I don't know. Let me see if I extend this actually. No, I don't. Okay. So they want to extend this. Okay. We can do that. I can do that all day. Extends JPanel. JPanel is basically what's used to like put in pictures and this and that into. Um, it's like this is the main window. Um, this is a panel where all this written is. This is technically a panel where this is up here. This is actually just graphics manipulations. This is a panel right here. This is a panel right. Oh, well, technically it's a menu, but it's all panels. Like everything is panels. Uh, well, it doesn't have to be, but it should be. Another way to look at it is HTML. HTML is a pretty good example of like panel oriented, like what's it called? I mean, for what it's worth, HTML is a decent what's it called language in my opinion, UI language. But I mean, so we got our JFrame, we got our add game panel. Yep. Instead of calling game frame, we're gonna call it uh, we're gonna call it game ring. Why not? We're gonna switch it up. We gotta keep them guessing. You know what I mean? We gotta keep them guessing. We just gotta. We gotta. So I'm gonna window dot add panel. I'm pretty sure that's what it said, and then game ring. So let's just double check if add new game panel. Okay. So man, so we didn't have to do add panel, which makes sense. It's like I guess everything relates back to HTML for me because I'm so used to HTML, PHP, CSS, JavaScript. Um, and I like it. I like it a lot just because there's separation, and everything is the same way. And then we're gonna paint something red. We're gonna draw a rectangle and set it to make it red. We're gonna make it red. Make a red rectangle. Um, I like HTML a lot. Um, just because it's separation of it's meant to be separation of code, like and layout. I like that. I like separation of code. I really do. I don't want to have to deal with CSS midway. I don't like this shit. I don't. I this stuff. This stuff. I don't really care too much for. So we're gonna make it graphics G, and then G dot set color. I wonder if I can graphics. Java. I wonder if Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Because I want to do color, right? Yeah, I think it's color. Because set color. Okay. I want to set color. Color C. So I want to use hex. That's frustrating. Set color. I want to use. Hexadecimal. Set color is a very. So let's see color. I can't use hex, can I? No, wait. Whoa. Okay, so we can do RGB by that. Mm, but there's no hex. Can't do hex. Alright, that's fine. I mean, I can deal with RGB. So we're going to do paint it red. I'm going to do new color. And then I'm going to set that to, what do I want? It's RGB, right? So we're painting it red, right? 0, 0. We're going to paint it red. And then G dot new rectangle. This is pretty common for me in terms of my programming. I like to mess around. I like to make things different. Just 4 coordinates. I think it's new rectangle, right? Yeah. No, it's draw rect. Oh snap. Draw rect. So 10. Oh wait, we're at 500, 300, right? All right, let's make it 25, 25, and then make the other bound 475, 275. That sounds good to me. I like that idea. That sounds like a great idea. So I'm going to save it in new folder, platformer, toot, and I'm gonna call this, what's the name of it? I think it's Gamering. Yeah, Gamering dot Java. So now a little bit of fun. I'm gonna cd documents, Java programming. I think it's platform toot. And then let's go. Oh, come on. Java programming platformer. And then I want to do Java C. And by the way, I had to set this up. This is not going to be standard. You can just do Java C right away. You got to call it first from the library. But it was a rather painstaking process. I had to do a lot of research. Oh, hello. JFrame exit on close. That's because I'm using periods instead of underscores. That's a huge problem. Java. You make my life a lot easier. Oh, hello. What are we doing? Cell default close operation. Is that because I'm using a capital there? I believe so. Yeah, boy. And then I'm gonna do Java, and then game ring, and that should create me. Yep, see that? What's written on top, but I don't see my red rectangle, and that's a problem. So I got my new color, 255. Let's look at this more. Alright. Okay, that's right. Set color. Maybe because I can. So static color. Set color. Come on, man. Oh, that's probably why I'm not actually even calling the function. Let's see where they call a function. Well, alright. So I actually need to call it. Makes sense. Alright, let me call that function. Paint it red. I need to, so what I'm going to do here, I'm going to call it, and do, I'm going to do private graphics G, and then I'm going to call it here, paint. Oh crap, I think I needed a double buffer and etc. Shoot. And like set context. Okay. So the method is called needs to be repainted. So basically what they're doing is they're actually overriding. That's a haphazard way of doing it. That's cool though, I guess. I mean, if that's what you're into. If that's what you're into. Okay. So this is way too big. Wondering why. Regardless, let's do 400, 200, and why not? Like little stuff like this should really not matter to me, so I'm probably gonna just continue on. But yeah, whatever. All right, continuing on. Yeah, so they're overriding the main the paint method for JPanel. They're not actually creating a new method and then doing it that way. So I don't like that idea, but it works. So it works. So now we're importing everything from util. That's great. That's fantastic. You know, just import more libraries. It doesn't matter, you know. Memory allocation does not matter. We have all the RAM in the world. We have all the RAM in the world. There is no issue whatsoever. Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna do JPanel, blah blah blah, and this is constructor for the class. I like that. I like constructors. I like Java. Oh man. All right. So constructors are basically um, is this XML? If it is, that's kind of dope and something that I could possibly. No, it's just a little array list, but of to be of like XML characteristics because it has that sort of look about it. And then we're gonna add two rectangles. Two rectangles. So public game panel. This is a constructor. Basically, whenever a new game panel is created, which is or for reference, actually, it's a game ring, which is going to be right here, right smack in the main. It's going to do what's in the constructor. We're actually overriding the standard constructor, which is kind of dope. But let's add new rectangle. This is actually, I'm not sure what the point of this is, but I do believe that they're basically just creating two elements and they're gonna try and consider them objects, but they're not doing it alone. Like, they're not creating objects, so I'm a little confused here. But, you know, that's the beauty of code. You can change it whenever you like. And then instead of drawing a rectangle for the paint, we're going to do iterator. Iterator is equal elements dot iterator. You know what? Not gonna lie, don't know what an iterator is. I might have to look that up. Has next. It looks like a what is that called? I can't remember what it's called. This is short form for basically you don't need brackets. Well, basic in programming, use brackets to show what's inside a method or a class or this or that. If you're using while or if then, you can have the next line. You don't even have to have a what's it called? You don't even have to have a new line actually. But no, I think you do actually need a new line. But what the point of it is, you don't actually need one. It's just it'll grab the next line and then that draw. It'll grab the next line. So yeah. All right. Let me check. See everything there. Everything looks good. Iterator.next. Whoops. Okay. I think iterator. I forget what I call it. It like pushes elements in an array. It's interesting though. I think that's what it's doing. All right, we use iterator for looping through objects at runtime. Okay, we can not use we can not use it also to loop through objects at runtime. So that's just fantastic. Uh, I need to actually. I need to put this on the in like a package. I'm pretty sure. Okay, let me see how they're gonna be trying to do it. Okay, our class methods. So yeah, these are all gonna be separate files, but we're not doing it in different packages. Okay, fantastic. We don't have to. That's totally cool with me. All right, import. There we go. Look at you. Only calling one library, only calling one class. You're just full of tricks now, aren't you? Aren't you now? Element. So we're creating our element class. Woot. And then obviously we're gonna want to call this file element. Why? Because any class should be named, the actual file should be named basically the class name. And every class should be capitalized because that's just the way Java rolls. Private int, so we're creating some private ints. I'm guessing that's going to be height. Ah, I like it. I like it. Little syntax sugar right there. You don't need to create a million different lines for a million different variables. You can just create one line. Beautiful stuff. I like it. I like it. Public element. Whoops. Creating our constructor. Int x, int y, int width, int height. Yeah, I spelled that right. Good stuff. So yeah, this dot x equals x. This dot y equals y. This dot width, whoops, equals width. You know, I could also just create an array and not even give these individual things names, and then just pass through an array of stuff rather than. I think that would be a lot better long run. However, you know what? That's life. That's life. Sometimes when you just do a tutorial, you don't really want to get too crazy. I'm doing this for discipline. That's the important part about this. Discipline, 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 discipline. Get y, return y, and then I'll public int get width, return width, whoops, hello, return width, gotta spell it right, public int get height, whoops, return height. I need to stop counting. And then we also probably gonna have to do setters, right? Nope. 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 And then let's do our abstract void draw graphics J. Yeah. All right. So abstract void just basically it's a good concept. I like abstract void. I like well, it's not void is just the return. But I like abstract in terms of object oriented programming. Basically it says unless you have this function, your object doesn't exist. You need to have this function, or else it's not going to be extending element. Not so long as I'm your parent. It's kind of cute. It's kind of cute, and I like it a lot. I think it's really good. I really do. And then let's create a new one, and we're gonna call this. We're gonna import every class from Java dot awt dot star because we want everything in that folder because that's memory allocation not a problem. We don't have to worry about RAM. um RAM is a thing of the past. It's something that we should actually, what I should do is just I should just get every single library in all of my Java. Just get every single library. And whoops, capital caps lock. I need to like break that thing. I hate it so much. I don't hate it, I hit it. Int width, I'm guessing, yeah. Int height. But oops, hello. Super. This calls the supers constructor. Um, I mean, it, I don't know how this relates to the bytecode in terms of the speed, because basically saying, all right, we're going to call this function with these arguments, then we're going to call another function with these arguments, and then we're going to set the variable of this one. So it might be a tiny bit, well, not tiny, it's going to double the, well, about a, it's going to increase the time, but I mean, see, in the grand scheme of things, like from person to person view, it doesn't totally matter, but um, color dot red is that what we're gonna do today? Because oh wait a second, huh? Well, I spelled that one completely wrong. So we're doing color dot red, eh? Well, what if I just do color 255 0 0? What happens then? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Huh? Huh? Yeah. Yeah, what are you gonna do? Let's just look at this. Yeah, freaking. I think it is. That should work. Alright. So color red. So that's gonna be our setted color. So maybe I don't need a new color, but yeah. G dot draw rect get x get y get width. Whoops. Get height. And we're gonna just close that. Yep. So draw graphics tree. We just call every library. I should just call every class available, in Java. Just Java.star, Java X.star. Just call them all, it's It's gonna give me so much to work with, you know? It's like it's just gonna give so much potential. Just so much. Okay. So let me see here. Now we're gonna be getting element, collection element, new rectangle. Mm. So we're not putting this in a collection. Stored in variable, which do type collection, which is superclass. I don't think this is gonna work, but let's give it a shot. And I think it's gonna include this one because I gotta get ready for work. Java C, mother. All right, give me my lines. 18. Wait a second. Oh, whoa. It actually called everything properly. That's kind of cool. So 18, yeah. Get Y, and Y, big Y doesn't exist because everything is caps sensitive. That's right, caps sensitive, yep. And then color, cannot find symbol. That's a shame. This is in rectangle, right? Yeah. Let's save that real quick. Let's try new. Because then, yeah, of course that works, right? Yeah, why not? What is a constructor? So, oh, whoops, and that's in game ring, is it? Okay, 20 game ring elements. And then let's Java see that. Java compile. See my errors. Oh man. Okay. Oh. And I think we're all set. That's pretty awesome. All right, hope this was as informative to you as it was fun for me. Um, yeah.